Hey, what's up, people? It's a Pete Sunday Live, drinking Sauvignon Blanc and talking about overdrives, right? Yeah. Little post-gig beverage. We had fun tonight. Played last night and tonight Liverpool Philharmonic Hall, and it was good. I'm a little more awake in Liverpool than I was last week. So we rehearsed here last week in this same venue, not in the main, theater, but in a rehearsal room. And then we set out on the road and did a gig in Basingstoke, and then 2 in Birmingham at the town hall. Had, I guess, a day off, and then did the first one here last night, and then another one tonight. And it was cool. Tonight was really cool. It was interesting, the difference between last night and tonight, because last night was Saturday, and usually a Saturday, it's weekend, and everybody comes out and they're ready to kind of party, and it's a different vibe than a Sunday gig or a Monday gig or a Tuesday gig. But actually, I felt way better tonight, and everybody in the band kind of did. It was interesting. Last night, it was cool. We had a good night, and the second half was really good last night. But the first half, Jesse, one of the singers in the band, he said it best. He said it's like the gig was happening to him last night, whereas tonight he was more in control. And that's the way I felt too. Exactly like that. It's like last night the gig was happening to me, coming at me. So it's interesting, right? The gigs are funny, you guys gig, and you never know. It's like until you get up there, what's going to happen, kind of, or maybe you kind of know, because I was tired. I hadn't slept well the night before last, and so it was just a different vibe. But Ryan says, "Are you using the quad cortex rig for this?" I'm not actually right now, although I could. But I actually opted to use a 2-amp rig where I've got a clean amp of a Cerbella and then a SL68, my SL68 out here. And I'm A-Bing the 2 amps for clean and dirty. And it's working beautifully. I actually really like it. It's a different vibe, and I love the kind of the open back cabinet of the Bella and the kind of airier thing that it does for certain things. It's really works well. I've had some hurdles as far as getting the switcher to kind of go between the two and my mute, and it's a long story, but it's working fine now. It's just every night there's always a little thing where maybe both amps end up on at the same time when they're not supposed to be, but it doesn't really matter because in the PA every single song is a scene. So if both the amps are on, my alarm telling me to go live with you guys, sorry. I know I signed on a little bit early, just because I'm probably going to have to go by around 12. So tonight will be a half hour or so, something like that. It'll be a little bit of a short one. But so I thought I'd just go a little bit early just because I'm supposed to get on the bus and stuff. So, but anyways, what was my point? Oh, yeah, just it doesn't matter if both the amps are on or if I make a mistake like that, because at front of house, they've got scenes and, for each song. And so like it's programmed what amp is supposed to be on. So if I've told him I'm not using an amp on a certain song, it means the mic won't be on that amp. Anyway, hope that makes sense. So what else are you guys talking about? We got Ben here, we got Lauren, and what else? Ever played any outdoor gigs when it was quite cold? I have, yeah. Lower than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. For sure I've played in colder weather than that. Not like super cold. I mean, like minus 20 or something, where it can be routinely that where I grew up. But I can't remember the coldest one I played, but generally it's not so bad. It's like you kind of think, oh God, this is going to be hard. And then you get up there and you kind of, I found one of the colder ones I played. I remember I just kind of wore like 3 layers, like a t-shirt and then probably a hoodie or sweatshirt or something, or a button-up shirt or something, and then a jacket on top of that, and then I was fine. Once I got out there, you kind of move around a little bit and you warm up, and you never sweat, which is kind of cool. Like you just kind of like are like, good, like even, that's probably down to like if it's 40, but anything below that, yeah, you're gonna get cold probably, probably not a lot of fun, but Anyways, what else we got here? I know it's kind of a weird time today. Sorry, guys, 3:30, but I had to because we were gigging, so it's just the way it goes while I'm out here. Do I still have a Sir Corso? I don't know. You know what happened to my Corso? I gave it to Chris Cornell, and he ended up using it. He really liked it and used it for a few things, and then of course he passed away, and it was with him, and I've never got it back. So that's what happened. I sent it to him to use because I was like, you got to check this little amp out. There's a TV performance of him playing with Zach Brown Band, and he's using it on that. You can see it if you Google Chris Cornell, Zach Brown. It'll pop up on YouTube or something, I'm sure, and you see the Corso sitting there. That's my Corso, and I never got it back. So that's how it goes sometimes. Are you using the new H90 on your board? Yeah, actually, I am, and I love it. I'm using it on a bunch of stuff. Using it for harmony stuff. I'm using it for so spring reverb sounds great. That algorithm. So I use it for that. I use it for a hall reverb. I play a little fun solo at the end of Dire Straits tune. What's the song? Romeo and Juliet. And I play a solo at the end, and all the effects are coming out of the H90 for that. It's like a very long delay and a kind of an ambient verb. And it's fun. There's a super chat there I got to grab from, let me see here, Ian. I've seen you playing what looks like an Aura. Did you get yours? Yeah, so I've got an Aura out here right now, and it's amazing, that guitar. Just love it, man. It's so good. It's everything I wanted it to be, which is a Les Paul that stays in tune flawlessly, and just feels like it's so good, man. Like his fretwork is, John's like a master. So all those guitars were finished by him, and it just is exceptional. So super good. The one I have is not like, it's got a few differences from the others. It's not one of the 100 production ones. It was an early prototype, and the neck is a little fatter on it. So some people might actually really like that. I've actually grown quite accustomed to it, and that's cool. But when I played the early protos that had the fatter necks, I suggested to him that he'd leave a little less shoulder. And so eventually, there's one that is at the factory that John's going to finish for me, but it's just not, it's like when he has time to do it, and I'm not going to hassle him to do it, It's very nice of him to make one for me. So, but this one, Roger, my tech out here, he just loves it. It's such a gorgeous guitar. Ed says, thank you for the super chat, by the way there. Ed says, thanks for the review of the Two Notes Revolt. Can you talk about how you might pair it to cover anyone from Beatles to Deep Purple? Well, if you use it with some sort of impulse response box, that you can get different cab sims on, you could, get different cab sounds, and then you basically can use the 3 channels just as you would an amp. It's got an effect loop in it, so you can run pedals, either in front or do it like kind of 4-cable method style. And there's enough channels there, with a Fendery clean, because I think the clean's supposed to be like a basement or something. And then a sort of plexi second channel, plexi JCM 800 thing, and then a SLO sort of sound. So there's a ton of range there for somebody that's gigging and wants, those 3 different sounds. It's interesting, different companies. Say the Strymon Iridium, they picked more like a deluxe reverb sort of sound, an AC30, and a Marshall. Those were their 3 sounds, So with these devices, people go different ways, but it just depends what you need. There's a few of them out there now. There's more coming too that I know about that I can't tell you what they are, but there's a really, 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 really good one coming. That's it's excellent. So, and I'll tell you that little another one that's great is that Black Star, the Amped one or something it's called, but I have it out here and I'm using it for my backup. It's got a great Marshall-y thing going on in it. If you put it on the UK and the EL34 setting, it's just a 1-channel thing, so it's not like you can channel switch with it. But I'm using it as a backup because I figure if either of my amps go down, I've got a Marshall-y thing, I've got a Fendery thing in there, and I can make it work. So it's really, really good sounding, I have to say. I'm quite impressed with it. Okay. Ben says, love that aura. Yeah, it's gorgeous, man. There'll be some pictures coming with it soon, I'm sure. And it's got a gorgeous top on it. It's just really, really nice guitar. How many guitars did I take for this tour? Says Kathy. I took 6. Yeah, kind of a few less than last time, actually. I think I had, well, maybe I had 7 last time. I was gonna say 8, but I think it was 7. Yeah. Ryan's asking if I got a good price for the guitar that I auctioned. That was the Washburn that was mine, but that Chris Cornell played in 2009 on tour when we were out. Yeah, not bad. It went for about $5,000. I thought it would actually go for more, to be honest. We're raising money for humanitarian aid for refugees and folks that are displaced in Ukraine. And but I was happy with it, and it was nice that somebody bought it, and I shipped it off to a fellow. I think he was in New Jersey or something. And I never heard from him. I wrote him a little note and everything, and sent it off and said, if you have any questions, you can email me, and he didn't. So I guess hopefully it worked out okay. Yeah. Do you ever gig with vintage gear? Yeah, I do sometimes. I considered bringing my Strat out here actually this time. I love gigging with my old guitars. It just feels good. It's like you're supposed to play them, my 335. It's a little more delicate than a Strat, I feel like, though. How's the weather? It's not bad. It's cold. What happened?
The weather is shit.
Oh. You want to say hi on my live stream? No? No, you don't want to? No, I can't. No, really? Let's say hi. That's Ashley.
Hello.
Tour manager, Classic Rock Show. She's awesome. Totally great.
You're awesome, Pete.
No, it's you. You're the one. Oh, and there's Dave.
You're a very handsome man.
Yeah.
If I turn,
I'm on the internet right now, so don't get ridiculous. Just get out of here.
You're a very handsome man. We'll leave it at that. I was watching you.
Dave says very off-color things sometimes and stuff. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Very handsome. I thought you played incredibly well.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, I didn't suck tonight. Oh man, you never know what he's gonna say. So, what else? Sorry, I'm off my game now. How's the weather? Yeah, so it's just been around like freezing at the coldest, like around 30 or 32, and then 40 during the day. But I think it's going to start warming up a little bit, like 10 degrees, which is nice. So there's super chats coming here fast. So I'll get some of these now. That's John. Your Elm A2 Thornbucker doesn't split well. In parallel, it's fantastic. Paired with the Thornbucker in the neck is killer. P3 is serious. P4 parallel. P5 is split. Oh. You said it's absolutely stellar. So I'm not sure. John, are you drinking? I can't understand. You misspelled stellar. Thank you for the super chat. I don't really like split humbuckers in the bridge that much. I like the sound of the Thornbucker split in the neck, like the regular one, but I prefer the parallel thing in the bridge. I love the sound parallel, actually, but the split always seems like a compromise a little bit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Parallel is such a cool thing, Okay, what else we got here, you guys? I'm gonna bump down to these other super chats here. In your studio and using the Helix, do you run XLR, Spitif, Sony? You guys know what that means? Sony Philips digital interface or something? Isn't that what Spitif means? Or USB to the interface? I've always used devices like that, just analog. I mean, I take the main outs, XLR or quarter inch or whatever they have. You're asking what gives the best signal for practice recording. I mean, for recording, technically the best thing to do would probably to go digital, because you avoid an A to D conversion, and it'll feel a little more immediate and just be like, a little less artifacts or something. But I don't know if you can hear that stuff these days with the quality of converters these days. So technically, if you want to be the safest and just go super pure, just use the USB out, but or spit it for whatever. But I just go XLR. I mean, generally speaking, I'm fine with it. That's my honest, my honest assessment there. Guitars for your project with the super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate that. The onboard IRs from Sir Reactive load available for purchase, so I can load into the Boss Tube expander. And will it sound the same? The Sir Reactive load IRs are Celestions, and you can see what they are, I do believe, probably in the manual. But so I would say if you bought the Bella open back 112 cabinet IRs from Celestion, and then if you bought the Sir Backline Heroes 412, I think it's called Backline Heroes, isn't it? Is that what they call them? Whatever, the Sir, 412 cabinets from Celestion, with basically it's greenbacks and V30 sounds, and then maybe there's some PT IRs in the reactive load, like PT 212 horizontal H75 IRs in there. I'm not sure, but these are all cabinets available from Celestion. Basically, yeah, you want greenbacks and V30s in the Sir 412, H75s in the horizontal 212, and then the V type in the Bella open back cabinet. And you'll have everything then, and you can kind of mix and match then and load them in the Boss. Yeah. Yeah. And you can get very close to, I can't remember what, I think they're a little different in the reactive load than what we do in the PT15. I personally, if you've got the 412 with greenbacks and the 412 with V30s and use the 57 and the 121 mix blend, I like that more than the all mic mix. The all mic mixes are a little, just the 421 in there. I don't know. I just don't need it. I find that I like the 57 and the 121, the high gain mix, it's called. So for any of those cabinets that Celestion makes, that's what I tend to use, that high gain mix sound. I also like the dark mic, the dark 57 generally. It's not really dark sounding. It just sounds like right where you would kind of want the mic to get a little bit rolled off top end, off the edge. And here comes Rudy. Bust out a little vocals for me right now. Listen to this guy.
Okay,
Listen to this guy. Wait, sing "Don't Stop Believing."
Hold
right
on.
now.
How do you
Sing "Don't Stop Believing" for me?
How do you guys feel about this? Because this is our 4th show in a row.
Yeah.
Right. And it feels a little bit. Well, I'm tired. You know that.
Yeah.
And then it feels a little bit like Dance Monkey Dance. You know what I'm saying? Like sing something, man.
I know.
Dance,
that's why I did
dance
it.
for me.
Dance for me. I'll give you a piece of toast with peanut butter on the bus later.
I'll give you a piece of toast.
Come on, just fucking.
How do you guys deal with this guy?
Just sing. Go. Come on, go.
Get out of here.
He's really amazing. That's why I did it, because I just love it so much, But he's not gonna play ball. He's leaving. Goodbye.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be there soon. I'm just, I've got my.
No. He's got responsibilities, unlike you.
This is Roger.
Hey, people.
Roger's fantastic. Roger used to work for Iron Maiden. Do you have any good stories?
No, not that I'm allowed to tell.
Roger was stage manager for Maiden. That's pretty cool, right? He's great. Old school English, takes no crap. Oh, okay. What else we got here? Let's see. Another super chat there. Another super chat from David Traver Music. Hope Tour is great. Please choose between SL67 and SL68. Well, I love the 68 because it's just a little more versatile, because you've got the 100-watt thing. You can get all the way up loud, crazy 100 watts if you need it. But with the low power, low voltage mode, that basically kind of knocks it down to what a 50-watt volume would be. So you've got that already. And then the master volume on the back you can get it all the way down to bedroom volume, really. So it's like the 68 just gives you the full range, you know. But it is nice having the small box thing going on with the, you know, it's a little smaller, a little more compact, and a little lighter. The 67, and it's an amazing sounding amp. You know, you're not going to miss anything, really. I don't think. I mean, but some people that like 100-watt amps, they just like 100-watt amps. They just like the. I mean, I was talking to Kim Mitchell today. He's one of those guys that likes 100-watt amps. I think, you know. Joe Bonamassa is a guy that likes 100-watt amps. You know, just the headroom. I think John Mayer likes 100-watt amps, like loud, clean, or at least amps that have that kind of you know, headroom potential. It's just a different thing, even if you're running them lower and clean, you know. They're just bold. So it just depends what you're doing. Either of them will be great, though. So I hope that's helpful. Love your Groom Noodler demo tone. That was the 50. You know, they're so close. I mean, and the sort of basic sound color there. If you're trying to get headroom and you want a little like bass and a little more punch, and you don't run it full out, you know, the 100 will give you that but like slightly bigger voice. You know, a 50 always seems to have, you know, it's just less headroom, just a little less headroom. That's all it is. So, but some people like that. They like the 50s. Pete, what's a good neck PAF to go with a patent number, T-top, and the bridge? Totally the Thornbucker Plus. Or sorry, Thornbucker. I mean the Plus in the bridge, but the regular one in the neck. It'll knock your socks off with a T-top. Because it's like the same kind of output. It's like a 7K. Real clear. It'll sound awesome for Jimmy Page kind of stuff. Oh, man. Floaters. I'm going to get my eyes vacuumed out one of these days. How's that unobtainium pedal working out? Somebody's asking, why is it not changing? There we go. It's great. I love it. I use it on all kinds of stuff, and it's a terrific sounding pedal. For those of you that don't know, it's the Crazy Tube Circuits unobtainium. Just an amazing sounding drive, and just really versatile with both sides. So he's so good at making pedals, that fella. I love it. I'm using his fuzz out here too, and it's really great. Really, really good. James is asking about the magnets are on my 335. I actually have no idea. I don't know. I've never taken them apart or anything like that. So they're pretty low wind. I mean, they're like 7K, you know. So I mean, like mid sevens. They're not hot. Mark says he's got a Sir Modern HH, which is awesome with SSH and SSVs for pickups. It's quite bright and present sounding. Are the Thornbucker pickups less bright? Yeah, get an A2 Thornbucker bridge, and it'll warm up the bridge for sure and be a little less, you know, output. SSH is 12K, something like that, I think. Yeah, or maybe it's 14. More like a JB sort of, you know, I think. But yeah, an Alico 2 magnet will. You can always try switching the magnet in your pickup too. I put an Alico 2 and an SSH. You know, it might be a interesting mod you could do. Yeah. What else are you guys talking about here? Oh, there's a super chat from John says, yes, I'm drinking. However, the parallel Thornbucker 2 is so good, almost won it in P1, but it's so good in series. Old Thornbucker neck, Thornbucker is awesome in parallel and split. And I like 100-watt amps only. Interesting. I mean, I love the 100-watt SL68 for sure. I see you've tested the. Thank you for the super chat, John. I see you've tested the Hot Mod version 2. You know, that thing was great. I must say, I didn't try it in a Marshall Studio Vintage. Is that the Plexi one, not the 800 one in the SV20H? It works good. It's just it makes it a bit more of a one-trick pony, I think, in a Plexi amp. You can use it, but it's like it gets a lot louder, and it's just kind of that one sound. But it's a neat sound. I used it in more of an 800. I think I borrowed an 800 in the video. I'm trying to remember back what I used exactly, but I was pleasantly surprised how good that thing sounded. It does a great kind of, you know, high gain modded Marshall thing for, you know, not modding your amp. It's pretty cool. You can watch the video on it. It's the thing that sticks in the V2 tube socket for those out there that don't know what we're talking about. It's this hot mod thing. It puts 2 tubes where there's one. And there's like a 12 AT7 and an AX7, and it just has a bunch of gain and sounds really cool. Yeah. Okay. What else you guys talking about? Let's see. I have both HH and T style with Thornbuckers. I prefer Thornbuckers as they have some amazingly good coil splits. I'm glad you like them. What cable do you use in the studio? Lately, I've been using a few different cables. I mean, these nice folks at Cordial Cables in Germany have sent me some really nice cables, and I did a video for them a little while ago, so you can watch that. I really like the sound of their cables. But I must confess, I've also got, you know, a lot of cables lying around that I don't mind at all using Planet Waves or what I guess is now just Daddario cables. I've got a couple Boss cables around that are newer ones that are really good as well. I'm not super picky. As long as I don't hear a bunch of capacitance, then I'm good with, you know, a lot of different ones that aren't super esoteric or whatever. I don't like, I mean, I enjoy the Cordials because they're not too expensive actually. And I don't feel like I would never spend myself personally. I wouldn't be one of those guys that would go buy $150 cable or something. I just wouldn't do it, you know? So, I mean, to be honest, when I need a cable and I got to go to the store and they're like, I look and the price is like $40 for like a 20-foot cable. I'm sort of like, oh, can you get anything cheaper? You know, that's the way I feel about it. It's like, and so that's why I actually, you know, I really like the Cordials because they're not like stupid money for being a high-end oxygen free and all that stuff cable. They're pretty reasonable if you look at them. And then if I wasn't able to get my hands on one of those, just like I say, a Daddario, which was, they used to be Planet Waves, you know, that's what they called them. They always seem to be really good. So I like them. Let's see. Roberto says that he notices a pop every now and then with USB connection direct to Logic. Any thoughts? Probably you got to up your buffer. If you're noticing any pops or clicks or anything like that, it just means that the computer's not responding fast enough to the you know, buffer setting that you're using. So, and that's quite common. So, you know, if you're running it at 32 or 64, try bumping it to 128. But if you got to get it up to 256 with whatever your computer is, that's kind of starting to get into a little bit of annoying latency territory. So at that point, I would probably just go analog into an interface, different interface or something. Try and make that work. Jerome's in Edmonton. What's up, homie? What part of town? I don't get up there that much anymore. Are the unobtainium pedals obtainable? Yes, they are. You can order them from Crazy Tube Circuits. What else are you guys talking about? Let's see. I hope you got over your jet lag quickly. Yeah, I'm pretty good now. Last week I was a mess on here, even though I'd already been here like a number of days. But I was just to be honest, like kind of last night was one of the first really good, like all night, 7.5 hours straight sort of sleeps I got. So you never know with a trip. But sometimes I adjust super quick, and sometimes it's like, geez, it's 2 weeks in, I still feel like crap. It's just part of it, though. You just do the work anyway. Leonardo says, thanks for all your videos. Did you guys see the video I did on the compressor this week? It's a really nice compressor. I know it's like compressor videos are funny because a lot of people don't seem interested in them. So they always get the least amount of views. I mean, next to maybe fuzzes too. Don't get a lot of. It's funny, like overdrives and distortions. People want to see those. Delays. People want to see those. Reverb, yeah. But like a compressor, people don't watch that much, even though I love compressors and they're like, it's really important. But anyways, well, check it out because it's an amazing sounding compressor. This, what's it called? The Module 4 from Drybell. It's really, really good. What? Oh, sorry, I didn't even answer your question, Leonardo. One help. Synergy modules with studio monitors. A real power amp will help with a load box, or can I use a virtual power amp with IRs? That's a great question. I mean, you could try running the Synergy modules into the 2 Notes Wall of Sound plugin and turn on the power amp modeling and see if it gives you what you want. I've never tried that, but yeah, that option's there, to try. See if you like the sound of it. Interesting idea. I don't have a better answer than that right now. I personally haven't done it, but still in the Beatles' origin city. I'm literally like 2-3 blocks from where John and Paul used to go to school. It's now Liverpool Institute for the Arts. And then, John Lennon went to the art college next door, and one was a music school and one was an art school, and that's where they see each other all the time and hang out and stuff like that. It's 2 blocks down the road from here, so stone's throw. Yep, I like Liverpool. It's cool, but oh my god, the party zone last night. How about that? Yeah, talk about some people watching. It was really cold, and there was a lot of like scantily clad. It was ridiculous. I felt like, yeah. Ashley's making some faces right now.
If it wasn't so cold, I would have stayed out to watch more people.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Sauvignon Blanc. It's happening. Thank you. A little post-show one. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Oh, thanks. Ty says he'd love to see a Boss OD200 review, or at least my opinion. Did I not do a video on that? I thought I did. Did I not? It's hard to remember sometimes, to be honest, you guys. Yeah, I just don't recall, but I think I did a video for it. Can somebody check? Stealth Parrot says the cordial Andrew Gauche. Is it Gauche or Gauche? I don't remember now how to pronounce with the accent aigu on the E there. You'd think I would remember from my French lessons, but I don't. It's a good cable, though. I've got that actually in my backpack right now, that cable, and I use it with my Quad Cortex for practice and stuff. I've got a cool practice rig going right now where I'm using the Quad Cortex, and it's USB'd up to my laptop, and then I run it into Logic, and then I set the channel to record, and I set the output to my speakers on my laptop. I've got a new really good MacBook here, and I can play through the MacBook. So this is now my practice amp, and with the Quad Cortex going into it, and I can record ideas if I want to play along to, things and transcribe. And I love it. I set up in the dressing room, and I sit there and I play more actually in the dressing room these days because of the setup. Look at my third finger. See that? Like that cut. That is messed up, man. When you're trying to play the solo of the Freebird. I think I've been drinking too much Sauvignon Blanc. Freebird. You know what's funny about that is Ashley's actually tour manager for Leonard Skinner's. You know that song, Freebird? Play that one, Freebird. Three Birds. Anyways, try and play the solo to Freebird with that going on your third finger. It's a mess. My hands are trash, man. Oh, all right. I'm complaining. Whinging, as they say here. Waffling. Whinging and waffling. I just missed a super chat there, but I'm going to grab it. So I'm not going to miss that. I know, Ben. Don't get on my case. John says, go ahead and buy an unobtainium, road tested and sorted. Dude, it's awesome. It's great. You'll love it. I love the steel string singer side is awesome to just fatten up a Strat or something and make a totally clean amp a little grungy and, have some mid body to it. You can actually just make it like a fatter clean sound with it if you want, or add drive, whatever you want. And then the Klon side is killer. I mean, it sounds exactly like my Archer. I love the Archer. It's awesome, but I can pretty much totally match the sound with the unobtainium. Serrano says, "Will the Thornbuckers fit into a PRS SE?" Yeah, they're not a weird. I'm not 100% sure about the the ends of the they're not square. They've got an angle to them because that's how Sir does it. But that'll work with rings and stuff, so it should work fine with a PRS SE, I would think. Let's see here. Serrano says, "Will the Thornbuckers fit into a PRS?" Oh, it didn't highlight. Sorry. Just got home from my gig. How was yours? It was great. Tonight was super fun. Actually, really fun. Felt good. In control, as Jesse Smith said. Can England cook steak properly? Yes, 100%. Yeah. Much better than Germany, in my estimation. Steaks in Germany are always like kind of, don't you find they're like kind of like a little tough a lot of the time?
Overcooked?
Is that what it is? Overcooked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I just find them
it's not
like,
the best place for steak.
it's not, but that's what
They put it more in like stew and types of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like just a slab of meat.
Right. But steaks are good here. Like
Steaks are really good here. Yeah.
solid. Yeah, 100%. I agree. All right. We're in agreement. Good steaks in the UK. Hello from Nova Scotia, says Todd. What's up, Todd? Saw some recent CRS live clips, and you guys and gals are rocking. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're having fun. A lot of fun. It's a good set this year. Really good. Like 15 new songs in the set this year. Basically, the whole first set is all new. Yeah. Saw your demo of the black hole reverb and immediately added it to my board. It's not just a pedal, it's an instrument. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's an inspiration machine, that thing. Certain pedals, I mean, like, that algorithm, the black hole, is like, it's just amazing for ambient stuff. Epic sounding. Ian says that compressor does sound good. Not cheap though. Yeah, but it's it's super high end. I mean, listen to it. It sounds so good. Obviously they spent some time on it. Like, they're orange squeezer freaks, I think, those guys. And they really nailed it. And then the ability to switch out that mode and use it as a full, it's kind of one of the best compressors I've ever used, I think. So that's no joke. I'm not blowing smoke. That's no joke. Okay, who's that there? Humbucker. Let's say super chat. What's up? Are you boosting the front end of the SL68 with a pedal on Barracuda? Sounds great. No, only in the solo. Then I use the Klon side of the unobtainium. But in the main part of the tune, it's there is a flanger always on though, coming out of the Mobius. And it might be kicking the front end a little bit. I can't remember how I set up it's possible that I turned up because you know how the Mobius has a output level control on it that you can store per preset. I love the damn Mobius. I still love that thing, man. It sounds great on that song. So cool. Yeah. Yep. James says, any tips for a beginner player that can play chords and knows finger shapes but doesn't know any of the names, as I've never had a lesson? Find a good teacher, find a good get somebody one-on-one to help you out, to kind of answer some questions for you. That's what I would say. Just, you don't even have to go on a regular basis, but maybe every month or, every couple of weeks or something. Guitars for your project, says, that's with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. How would you set the signal chain up? Mashless head, fret, PS100, Sir reactive load, and cab on stage. Cab is for me, and Sir reactive load to front of house. That's an interesting question because you got the PS100 and the reactive load. That's kind of like, I think that I'm trying to think, to be honest, you can't really do it with the 2 loads. I mean, I guess it's almost like 2 cabinets. Ugh. It's hurting my head thinking about that, to be honest. Like you could, in theory, set the Fryette at 8 ohms, set the the reactive load is 8 ohms, and so then it'd be like running 2 8-ohm cabinets. So you would set your amp at 4 ohms and then run the reactive load on one speaker jack on your amp, and then the Fryette on the other one if you've got 2, and then you would take the output of the Fryette to your cab, and then you would run the output of the reactive load just to your front of house. That would work, I think. I don't see why not. But you are going to get a little lower power. But it doesn't matter because you got the Fryette. It's just that it's like using 2 cabinets, right? So you're going to be splitting the between the 2 loads equally. But it should technically work. Almost like you had 2 speaker cabinets plugged in, but instead you have 2 reactive loads plugged in, and then one's actually feeding a cabinet. Give it a try. I don't think you're going to hurt anything. Pretty sure, it should work. Just set the amp at 4 ohms, that's all. And set the ohmage on the power station PS100 to 8. Set it to 8, reactive load's 8, set the amp to 4, use the 4 ohm output. You should be fine. You could use the through, if you've only got 1 speaker jack on the matchless available, you could use the through on the reactive load to go. Let's go on the reactive load first and then take the through to the power station. Should work. Let me know if anything blows up. You're gonna pass. Excuse me. Steve says, "Are you gonna catch up with that pedal show while you're over there?" I would love to. I just saw a clip today of that pedal show guys, and Mick was playing a 335 with a slide, and it sounded awesome. It sounded really good, whatever he was using. So I like those guys. I'd love to go see him. There it is. Ben sends Pete's demo of the OD200. See, I knew I did it. I did it. Actually, I wasn't sure if I did it. I can't remember, but I thought I did it. Let's see. Can we talk about Soundgarden's King Animal? I don't think that album got its due. Yeah, I agree. It was a cool record. Yeah, I didn't really, to be honest, probably listen to it enough, I mean, I thought it was cool when it came out. I listened to it. I thought, they did a good record. It's cool. I believe Joe Barresi mixed it. I went and saw my old friend Joe Barresi. So he mixed King Animal, and he's done a ton of bands like Epic. Sorry, one sec. Just let me send a little message here saying that I'm on a live stream. On live stream. Hit you back in a bit. Anyway, Joe Barresi, he mixed King Animal, and he's done a ton of great. I mean, Fu Manchu comes to mind. He did a ton of awesome sounding records, cool, epic stuff. He's a great mixer, producer, fella, and he actually has a studio in Pasadena, and it's awesome. I went by his studio a little while ago, and he built a head, like a Marshall style 4-hole head, a little while ago. And I brought my SL68, I brought my modded Germino, and we were geeking out. It was so much fun to reconnect with him. He's got some amazing amps in his studio. And if you watch his videos on YouTube, he's done some videos for Waves and different people, and you can see his studio and his desk and stuff. He's got a beautiful SSL in there. And he's just a real cool dude. Cool dude. So, but he mixed King Animal. It's a great sounding record. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I should listen to it more. Yeah. And he did tell me that one of the coolest things about, for him was that they gave his dog a credit on the record. So if you look at the credits on King Allen, you'll see Joe's dog credited. Let's see here. Are you using your H9 through a parallelizer like Friedman recommends? I'm not, but that would be really cool. I could actually do that. I'm using H9 just in front of what are you guys doing? What do you got going over there? Oh, you're watching me? Wow. If you get that close enough, it'll go like boom, 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 like a bunch of me. You know? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Wow. Now we're gonna get feedback. That's pretty cool. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Stuck in a time loop. Yeah.
Hello again.
Ugh, yeah, my third finger needs a day off. I just like dropped the computer on it. I hurt like hell. Anyways, no, I'm not. A parallelizer would be great, I think, for an effect loop scenario, but I'm not using the H90 in an effect loop. I'm using it just for clean sounds in front of my Bella right now. And so if I was running it in the loop of, say, like a PT100 or something, I kind of would like to actually experiment with using it with a parallelizer or a parallel mixer of some sort. And the parallelizer is cool. So yeah. Okay, I should head down to the bottom of the chat here. I'm gonna have to go soon, you guys, actually, because they're kicking us out of the building soon. So I'm gonna be here for about another 10 minutes, maybe tops, and then I'm gonna split. Unobtainium ordered, says John. You're gonna dig it, dude. It's a great pedal. And thank you for the super chat. The dry bell compressor is beyond killer. The perfect balance between the old school and modern. Yeah, it is really good. Like, I don't get that excited about things that often, you know, because you just get jaded or whatever, I guess, maybe a little bit, right? But that one, I plugged it in, I was like, damn, like and I listened to the track, and it sounds really good, I think, like that track, and the way the guitars just pop, you know? That's cool. It's a good compressor. Any small tube amp you can recommend? I mean, to be honest, I love my little Princeton. It's a Silverface Princeton, the new 68 custom one. There's no bright cap on it, and I kind of wish it had a bright switch, maybe a push pull bright on the volume pot or something, because it is kind of dark, but it works great with pedals, and you know, just a really solid little amp. So I like it, and it's you know, they're, what are they, 12 watts or something? A Princeton. I love Princetons. Really, really good. Okay, Vincent wants a recommendation for an octave pedal. I have no reservations about the I can't remember the name of it right now. It's the Fox Rocks. It's an Octafuzz. Octron, there it is. And they make a few versions, the Octron 2. There might be an Octron 3. I can't remember, but I think mine's the original. It's just the Octron 1 or whatever, and it's like badass. Super cool. Ron says, love your CDs. Thanks. Appreciate that. Sounds like a ridiculous question, but can you demonstrate exactly how you hold a pick? That's not a ridiculous question. I hold my pick just between my thumb and first finger, and kind of, you know, that's it. It's not a ridiculous question at all, because like Eddie used to do the thumb and the second finger a lot, I think. So, you know, that was my gig pick tonight. It is worn and beat up. Did any of you guys ever play like a whole gig on one pick? Because I kind of do that. It's weird. I don't really like. I'll literally do the first set with it, and then I'll put it in my pocket, and then use it for the second set. It's like you get a fresh one. You have more, but I don't. Anybody got their Cinvertech N5 MGAT1 yet? That's good pedal, Joe. Definitely. I mean, it's really more than a pedal. It's a preamp. Ben's live tonight just after me, he says. So going live pretty soon. Yeah, I am gonna split soon, but I'll probably hang till, let's see, it's 4:16. I'll do another 10 minutes or something like that, and then I should get out of here and get to the bus. We have to go to Leicester tonight. Tomorrow we have a day off, and then we play De Montfort Hall, where the Beatles played. Beautiful old place. I'll take some pictures and put them up on the interwebs, as I do every year. Okay. What else we got here? Let's see. Have a PT100 plug-in, says Jim. Got a great tone with 032 English 412 going to Wall of Sound. Brit Vintage C Dine 57. Are you saying you're using 2 cab sims like in series? So you're getting double the cab sound? I mean, whatever works, you know. If it sounds good, it is good. That can be cool. Are you using just standard delays in the timeline, says Steven, or are you using any specialty tones? I'm not using the timeline that much, actually. I realized, like, I can't even remember what I'm using it for, actually. Like, I'm using the H90 for more delays than the timeline, I think. Just on the way it ended up. It's not out of anything other than that's just what ended up happening. Like, for instance, we do Another Brick in the Wall, part 2. And I just dialed up a delay. And yeah, like the, you know, the delay in that song. I dialed it up in the H90, and I really like the vintage digital delay in the H90. It's probably supposed to be kind of like a PCM 42 or something, and it just sounds really good to me. So I use that a lot. And what's the other? Oh yeah, the tape delay I use quite a bit. I use that on the Dire Straits too. Hello, it's Raj again. Sure you don't want to tell us any Iron Maiden stories? Rescue My Guitars. What is that? What is that little box?
That's what you gave me.
Oh,
My plastic flight case.
oh, cool.
Look.
Yeah, I gifted my Head Rush. That's awesome. This is my Head Rush little. What's that thing called again? The MX5. So this is the one I actually made a video for, and I gave it to Roger because he needed a setup for his hotel room. That's so cool that you. That's really cool.
It keeps it fresher longer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that you find use for it, and that it's because it does sound really good. Their stuff is awesome. Yeah. Excellent. That's a good idea. A little plastic case like that. It's so simple. Wow. I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay. Dakota says, if you have 2 stereo monitors with a Line 6 Helix and a PV5150 and wet, dry, wet, how would you run the wet effects? Okay, let me think about that. If you have 2 stereo monitors, the Line 6 Helix, and a PV5150 and wet, dry, wet, how would you run the wet effects? Well, I would probably, with a setup like that, I'm assuming you mean full range monitors, and I would probably set kill dry, like for the effects in that particular setup for full range speakers. I'd use the 5150. Like, I'm assuming you've got a cabinet for the guitar cabinet for the 5150. And then somehow you'd take a tap off the 5150. I mean, 5150s have preamp out jacks on them, so you could use that to go to the Helix, run it in some sort of kill dry mode, and then come out of that into, obviously you need a power amp of some sort, or maybe you're using studio monitors or something. I'm not sure, but anyways, you could go into those and just set the effect to 100% wet and go that way. That's my recommendation. There's this little super chat I got to get to there. What Beatles songs are you doing on this tour? Here Comes the Sun, which is fun. Sometimes I screw it up. It's funny the things I find difficult, you know, like and Here Comes the Sun's one of them. Arpeggiating through chords and playing like little. It's actually not that easy to play. You know how the guitars play the specific to the vocal melody. You know what I'm talking about. Here Comes the Sun with capo at the 7th fret, and sometimes I make the stupidest mistakes on it. I just being honest, you know, it's like I can play other, you know, whatever. I can play Eruption, but I find it hard to play like Here Comes the Sun. I just do. There's like some things that I've never been that great at, you know, and that's one of the things. It's I have to focus very hard on it to play it correctly, and not, you know, bunging up. Peter says, bought the Kowalski Dark Gene. Cool. Yeah. Wrote to David to make sure you got credit. That's awesome. Last week he said you crushed it. Cool guy. He's a nice guy. David's cool. That's that little amplifier. It's like 5 watts, and it sounds like really great. It's like this little head, little tube. It's all tube. Sounds really good. I did a video for it. He makes a couple different versions. Can you say hello to my little birds, Emmett and Todd? Says Quentin. What's up, Emmett? What's up, Todd? How you guys doing? Cheers. Hope you're well. Rock on. Great CRS show in Basingstoke. Really enjoyed the new material, particularly YYZ. Yeah, we're doing YYZ. Exploding water bottle last year, sliced finger this year. Hope next year is third time. You know what happened? Like I'm not even kidding. This finger issue that I'm having right now, that little bugger right there, bled from song 1 on the first night. I got out, put on the guitar, started playing, and it was like, what is happening? Why is the guitar wet? And it was like, there's blood all over the guitar. And I was like, what the hell happened to my finger? And it's just, change. You go into a different climate, and you play a lot. And it's a cold dry or whatever, and boom, my finger just split open. It's like, sucks. It hurts. My third finger hurts. That's not a good thing. But you just get up and try and ignore it, right? Just how it goes. All right, you guys, it's 4:23. I'm gonna hang another like 4 or 5 minutes, then I gotta go. Gotta split, gotta get out of here and clear out. Yeah. Let's see here. Fishbulb says, I'm really curious how all the vocal harmonies got figured out and worked out for the CRS band. The singers are just so damn good. Between Henry, the keyboard player, and then the 3 primary singers, which is Rudy, Jesse, and Jess, they're just really, really exceptional singers, and they just get together and work out their harmonies. And it doesn't take them that long. I mean, they spend like half a day on it, kind of, and figure out their parts and stuff, and then practice. And they do Desperado in this set, and kind of the Linda Ronstadt version of it, and it sounds unbelievable. They nail it. It's just like perfect. Really good. I mean, I used to play Desperado with Don Henley, and it's like they sound exceptional. I think he would be like, impressed, And Jess sings it so beautifully. She sounds so good and consistent. She never, ever, ever is not on it. Every night, it's like the consistency in her phrasing and the way her pitch is exceptional. Like, she's just a fantastic singer, and she's not a trained singer or anything like that either. I don't think. I think she's like a natural born. She can just do it, and it's quite amazing, So, yeah. Some people are suggesting crazy glue for this cut on my finger. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I gotta super glue it. I'm just gonna kind of use some stuff on it tomorrow and then see if it kind of heals up itself, because I got a day off. So maybe by after tomorrow would be cool. But if not, I've got some liquid bandage, so that'll work. Hey, Chaz.
Sorry, you on?
Just doing my live stream, my Sunday live. Let's see. Somebody's recommending something called, some good recommendations. There's Cicaplast. You out of here? There's James Cole with guitars and
Hey everyone, with 2 guitars and gloves.
What do you got there?
I've got 2 Les Paul.
Cool.
I've got 2 Les Pauls that I'm taking home with me.
Fantastic.
4 Les Pauls on a tour's too many.
I'll see you in Leicester. More good times. Okay. Did I get that last super chat? I think I did. Yeah, I did. So you guys, I think I should go. I should. Unfortunately, today wasn't super long, but I guess we've almost gone an hour, or I have gone an hour because I signed on early. So, and next week I'll take a look where I am next week. Said I know. Open master tour. It's not working. There it is. Next Sunday, this group will be. Let's see. Hang with me for a sec here. I don't know this venue. Bonus Arena. It's not. Oh. I think we're off next Sunday. So that's easy. No problem to do a live stream next week, probably at the normal time. More the 11:30-ish situation. So, and then we're in Harrogate, which is a nice venue. The day after that, at the Royal Hall. That's a beautiful place. And day off in Guildford. Well, you don't need to know this. Anyway, so next week should be all good for Sunday Live. Thank you guys for hanging, and I hope that you have an awesome week. And I'm gonna go and get on the bus and eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then get in my bunk. That's what's gonna happen right now. Little Lester. Okay, everybody, have a great week. Thanks so much. See you guys. Go see Ben at his. He's got a live stream starting pretty quick here, I think. So, Ben Coombs. All right, take care.